Come out of the ark, you and your wife and your sons and their wives. Bring out every kind of living creature that is with you, the birds, the animals, and all the creatures that move along the ground, so they can multiply on the earth and be fruitful and increase in number upon it. Isn't that amazing that once you get in position and then God is able to deal with you and all the pain and all the tears and all the fight of doubt and disbelief and back and forth and praying and asking God and calling on his name and waiting for, your portion to get through, that after all of that came increase. The process of the tug of war is the fact that in your mind is that the enemy wants you to quit. Because he knows that if you stay and persevere, there's a reward behind that. The challenge is staying, even when you don't know, even when you don't understand. Obedience is greater than sacrifice. He was rewarded. And so then it goes on, so Noah came out together with his sons and his wife and all the animals and so on. In verse 20 it says, then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and taking some of all the clean animals and clean birds, he sacrificed burnt offerings on it. Some of us get all of that blessing, and we forget that God is the one who blessed us. We need to actually celebrate and thank him, and take time to worship him, and take time to give him glory, because he's not only brought us out of some things, but he's increased us. And some of us don't even appreciate or even recognize the increase, because we didn't understand the position. When you don't understand the vision and position, you won't understand the steps and the steps and you won't understand your levels of increase. You won't understand that you got the job to get more money. You may not have the more money right now, but you got the job because in position, it could be a greater increase than just the dollar. Or you was positioned to be in this state or this city because you needed to be at the right place at the right time to meet this one person that I'm going to use to change your life. It might have taken you all your money to get there. You might not even really have a decent place to stay, but you're in the right place. It's about vision. And when you understand the vision, then you understand that God positions you to receive your blessings. And that's what Noah did. And he gave him an offering, and the Lord smelled the pleasing aroma and said in his heart, never again will I curse the ground because of man, even though every inclination of his heart is evil from childhood. In chapter 9, he told God said to Noah and his sons, saying to them, be fruitful and increase in numbers and fill the earth. So it was up to them now at this point to fill the earth. In verse 12 in chapter 9, it says, and God said, this is the sign of a covenant I am making between me and you and every living creature with you, a covenant for all generations to come. I have set my rainbow in clouds, and it will be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Whenever I bring clouds over the earth and the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant between me and you and all the living creatures of every kind. So this is a covenant. Not only that, God's going to keep you. He's going to protect you. He walks us all the way through from the beginning to the end. He says he's with us always until the end. So we have to understand that even with that when God calls us to do something and God provides for us, he's given us comfort. We may not understand it at first. We may not see it, but we have to believe in vision. We have to understand that God called us and chose us for a reason. And then all we have to do is say yes and trust him all the way through. I want to talk about Abraham.